Okay, good evening. We're back with Second Kings chapter 1. Elijah confronts King Ahaziah. Sorry. After King Ahab's death, the nation of Moab declared its independence from Israel. One day, Israel's new king, Isaiah, I'm not sure if that's right, fell through the lattice work of an upper room in the palace of Samaria, and he was seriously injured. So he sent messengers to the temple of Zebub, the god of Ekron, to ask whether he would recover. But the angel of the Lord told Elijah, who was from Tishbe, go and meet the messengers of the king of Samaria and ask them, why are you going to Baal Zebub, the god of Ekron, to ask whether the king will get well? Is there no God in Israel? Now therefore, this is what the Lord says: you will never leave the bed on which you are lying, but you will surely die. So Elisha went to deliver the message. When the messengers returned to the king, he asked them, why have you returned so soon? They replied, a man came up to us and told us to go back to the king with the message from the Lord. He said, why are you going to Baal-zebub, the lord of Ekron, to ask whether the king will get well? Is there no God in Israel? Now since you have done this, you will never leave the bed on which you are lying, but you will surely die. Who was this man? The king demanded. What did he look like? They replied, he was a hairy man, and he wore a leather belt around his waist. It was Elisha from Tishbe, the king exclaimed. Then he sent an army captain with 50 soldiers to arrest him. They found him sitting on top of a hill. The captain said to him, man of God, the king has commanded you to come with us. But Elijah replied to the captain, if I am a man of God, let fire come down from heaven and destroy you and your 50 men. Then fire came from heaven and killed them all. So the king sent another captain with 50 men. The captain said to him, man of God, the king says that you must come down right away. Elijah replied, if I am a man of God, let fire come down from heaven and destroy you and your 50 men. And again the fire of God fell from heaven and killed them all. Once more the king sent a captain with 50 men, but this time the captain fell to his knees before Elisha. He pleaded with him, O man of God, please spare my life and the lives of these your 50 servants. See how the fire from heaven has destroyed the first two groups, but now please spare my life. Then the angel of the Lord said to Elisha, don't be afraid, go with him. So Elijah got up and went to the king. And Elisha said to the king, this is what the Lord said. Why did you send messengers to Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron, to ask whether you will get well? Is there no God in Israel? Now, since you have done this, you will never leave. You will never leave the bed on which you are lying, but you will surely die. So Isaiah died just as the Lord had promised through Elijah. Since Isaiah did not have a son to succeed him, his brother Joram became the next king. This took place in the second year of the reign of Jehoram, son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah. Sorry if I pronounce these wrongs again. The rest of the events in Isaiah's reign are recorded in the book of history of the kings of Israel. 2 Kings chapter 2, Elisha taken into heaven. When the Lord was about to take Elisha up to heaven in a whirlwind, Elijah and Elisha were traveling from Gilgal. And Elisha said to Elisha, stay here, for the Lord has told me to go to Bethel. But Elisha replied, as surely as the Lord lives, and you yourself live, I will never leave you. So they went on together to Bethel. The group of prophets from Bethel came to Elisha and asked him, did you know the Lord is going to take your master away from you today? Quite, Elisha answered. Of course I know it. Then Elijah said to Elisha, stay here, for the Lord has told me to go to Jericho. But Elisha replied again, as surely as the Lord lives and yourself live, I will never leave you. So they went on together to Jericho. Then the group of prophets from Jericho came to Elisha and asked him, did you know that the Lord is going to take your master away from you today? Quiet, he answered again. Of course I know it. Then Elisha said to Elisha, "Stay here, for the Lord has told me to go to the Jordan River." But again Elisha replied, "As surely as the Lord lives and you yourself live, I will never leave you." So they went on together. 50 men from the group of prophets also went and watched from a distance as Elijah and Elisha stopped beside the Jordan River. Then Elijah folded his cloak together and struck the water with it. The river divided, and the two of them went across on dry ground. When they came to the other side, Elisha said to Elisha, "What can I do for you before I am taken away?" And Elisha replied, "Please let me become your rightful successor." "You have asked a difficult question," Elisha replied. "If you see me when I am taken from you, then you will get your request, but if not, then you won't." As they were walking along and talking, suddenly a chariot of fire arrived, drawn by horses of fire. It drove between them, separating them, and Elijah was carried by the whirlwind into heaven. Elisha saw it and cried out, my father, the chariots and the charioteers of Israel." And as soon as they disappeared from sight, Elisha tore his robe in two. Then Elisha picked up Elijah's cloak and returned to the bank of the Jordan River. He struck the water with the cloak and cried out, "Where is the Lord, the God of Elijah?" Then the river divided, and Elisha went across. When the group of prophets from Jericho saw what happened, they exclaimed, "Elisha has become Elijah's successor," and they went to meet him and bowed down before him. "Sir," they said, "just say the word, and 50 of our strongest men will search the wilderness for your master. Perhaps the Spirit of the Lord has left him on some mountain or in some valley." "No," Elisha said, "don't send them." But they kept urging him until he was embarrassed, and he finally said, "All right, send them." So 50 men searched for 3 days, but did not find Elisha. Elisha was still at Jericho when they returned. "Didn't I tell you not to go?" he asked. Elisha's first miracles. Now the leaders of the town of Jericho visited Elisha. "We have a problem, my lord," they told him. "This town is located in beautiful natural surroundings, as you can see, but the water is bad and the land is unproductive." Elisha said, "Bring me a new bowl with salt in it." So they brought it to him, and then he went out to the spring that supplied the town with water and threw the salt into it. He said, "This is what the Lord said. I have made this water wholesome. It will no longer cause death or infertility." And sure enough, the water had remained wholesome ever since, just as Elisha said. Elisha left Jericho and went up to Bethel. As he was walking along the road, a group of boys from the town began mocking and making fun of him. "Go away, you bald head," they shouted. "Go away, you bald head." Elisha turned around and looked at them, and he cursed them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of them. From there, Elisha went to Mount Carmel and finally returned to Samaria. Okay, with that, I'll be back later with chapter